is the Big O Show. This 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 is the Big O Show. This
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on the new 2025 Acura Integra. $289 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines. #1 in the USA.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Miles an hour, that's a Category 4 hurricane. 3 deaths are reported in Florida after more than 24 were killed in the Caribbean. This
The lost city of Atlantis reveals its secrets at Toyota of Hollywood. Get legendary deals on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a 2024 Corolla, not $24,000, $20,988. Unlock the wonders of 0% financing for 5 full years, 0 down. Rediscover Atlantis at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
misses. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices. Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on the new 2024 Acura ZDX, $299 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649. or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Welcome aboard. Yes, sir. We do have the Crypto Bro Show background today. Sean goes to me, hey, you got the Crypto Bro Show background. I go, yeah, I'm lazy. I didn't feel like pulling the curtain today. So I'm going to do a Crypto Bro Show after. So that's why. So I'm just going to keep it going and just let it roll. We'll get the curtain out of the way for I got to get a new Crypto Bro Show background anyways. I want to buy like a Bitcoin neon sign and stuff like that for the Crypto Bro Show. I want to spice in that one up. So we will have a Crypto Bro Show episode number 22, I believe. It'll be on right after this, a little bit after, about an hour after this, something like that. So we'll be talking all things crypto there. So there you go. By the way, you know how we always talk about ways to support the show. Cash App or Venmo or PayPal and all that good stuff. And we thank you all out there as always. However it is that you support us, and we always give you the QR codes. Rafael Sanchez sent me a nice Venmo last night, and he says, "I want to thank you again for your Bitcoin recommendation. I have made a lot of money thanks to you. I bought Bitcoin when it was 40K, and I listened to you." And so, obviously, he's more than doubled his money, and I don't know what else he, is following us in. But I got to tell you something. 34 years. One of the things I've learned in sports, there's a lot of you out there that you don't even want to hear the truth about your own team. And if you say something that's honest, like you hold it against me or something, like it's really weird. So I don't really know over the years, over the decades, if any of you really appreciate anything that I do on the sports side, to be quite honest. You know what I mean? I think there's a few, but money makes the world go round. And you saw in this election, it was all driven by money. It was all driven by the economy and everything that everybody's paying. And they basically blamed the current administration for it. And so they took the fall. And they didn't want anything to do with that current administration. And Trump was, it's not that they wanted Trump, it's just he's the beneficiary. Whoever was opposite of them was going to win big time. Clearly, right? And I rarely get the thank yous on the sports side. You know, like the other day I told you, my friend goes, hey, you were ahead on the crypto thing, and no matter all the hate and stuff you take, and I told them I'm used to it because I'm used to it on the sports side, right? And when I see this, and Sean was there, we were at the Smudge Pot. We were at Mr. Phillips' place, John Phillips, Smudge Pot Brewing Company in California. And one of our listeners came by with his wife, and he thanked me also on the crypto side. And he was up an ungodly amount of money. He told me how much money he was up. And I was like, wow, this has been the most satisfying thing I have ever done in my life. The most satisfying thing I've ever done in my life is this. Sports can't even come close to it because, unfortunately, the sports fan is a very twisted person. And so I don't really know how to read into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. There's a video going around now, like they're labeling me like a Tua hater. Like, I'm the farthest thing from a Tua hater. I'm just brutally honest about him doing stupid shit like holding on to the ball. But, this is how it goes. This is why on the sports side, it's really because I don't play the game. I don't play Joe Fan on the air and spin everything positive, which is what fans want, right? That's not who I am. Or they want the guy or woman that, well, there's not a lot of women that would do that, but mostly men that just spew hatred all the time. And then that's why it's sick. You people just gravitate to those people that want to spin everything into a negative. You know what I'm saying? And so that, people that are just clickbaiting and all that kind of stuff, whether it's writing or podcasting or whatever. Those are the two famous extremes that you have to do for radio or for podcasting or on ESPN. That's the shtick that you do. You know what I'm saying? You're either the harmless Joe Fan or you're the guy that just creates. I'm just kind of right in the middle. Like, I just call it like I see it. And that's not what people want in sports. They just don't want that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's been really tough on the sports side for 34 years because it's not something that I don't even think it's appreciated, to be quite honest. It's very few of you appreciate what I do, what I've done. But on the crypto side, I know, especially on the Bitcoin side and, and Ethereum and some of the other ones, that's where I've gotten a lot of love on that end. Why? Because I made you money. And the pocketbooks, you can't argue with the pocketbook. You know what I'm saying? So that's been actually the most satisfying thing, because I actually get like real thanks from people. You know what I'm saying? And it betters their lives. Sports isn't going to better our lives. It betters our lives for emotionally for a couple moments or whatever, but you still have work to do. You still have bills to pay. You still have family to deal with. You still have all kinds of things that are brutal to deal with all the time, and the sports are just a little escape for you, but it's not going to escape you from your real life issues. You know what I'm saying? Money can give you a break from real life issues. And that has been the most satisfying thing. So I want to thank you, sir, Rafael Sanchez. Not for the Venmo. Thank you, because obviously any support we could get on the show, visiting our sponsors, clicking, whatever, donation, we appreciate it immensely. But that note is what really has made my 34 years of doing this, the last 5, the most satisfying, because I've been trying to help myself, my family, my friends, my family members, whoever will listen. And then obviously those of you out there that have been a part of the show and all of that, those of you that have gone on board, you know what I'm talking about. If you've been on board for a couple of years, you're making plenty of money. So, Rafael, thank you, sir. And I am super happy that you took the dive with me, because we're all on top because of it, man, which is a beautiful thing. So some of us will be able to pay some bills and maybe send our kids to school, pay for a wedding, buy a new home, buy a new car, go on vacation, which is what I'm hoping. I can go on a couple of vacations with the wife, that kind of stuff. So this crypto stuff has been the most satisfying thing I've ever done on this show. It's been really, really cool. By the way, Manny Navarro will join us at the top of the hour, so we'll have some fun with him. I'm not going to do a post-game show tomorrow. I'm going to go out with the wife, and so sorry, I will not be doing a post-game show. Family instead. What's it called? So we will do our Caneswear segment and our Big Cheese NIL, BigCheeseMiami.com NIL and recruiting report. We'll do that. Got an interesting story to talk about on that one too, with Manny. I see Steve Chapman is number 1. Let's get ready to pound the Patriots. Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. Forecasting Green Bay for Thursday, 27 degrees with snow. Suck it up, get it done. Captain Saki in Tarpon Springs, fishing. Gus 1388. One-Eyed Jack. Wishing everybody a great Friday. Yeah, let's hope. There's like a mini dip going on right now in Bitcoin. It was at 97.2 and it went up to 97.7. So I don't know if it's bouncing back, but we could go to 100K today. We could go to 100K during this broadcast. We're $2,300 away from 100,000. That's nothing. I thought we were going to get it last night. I really did, because remember, there was a pump the night before that got it into the high 90s. And so I thought, maybe tonight there'll be another little pump. And there was. It got to 99.3 something, I think is what I recorded. 3 something, was it? Let me see. 99.267. Yeah. Yeah, 99.267. That's I think the highest I saw it, at least. And so we'll see. We'll see if we could get to 100,000 in this broadcast. I was thinking myself, especially for you newbies, I threw it out there. This is like a little tip for you newbies right here. For those of you that still think you're late, which you're not late. Let's see. Oscar Rojas is in the house in Melbourne. NorCal is in Placerville, California. Ray Sosa is in South Florida. Randy Gonzalez is in the house. John Villoria, Luke, Nikolai Rowley. Thank you, sir. Fernando Perez. Skylar Tipton, the Horn Dog is in. All I want for my birthday is a Canes win, Finns win, and a round of golf. There we go. There we go. I want an Inter Miami. Oh, I'm sorry, they're not. I forgot. Let's see what else. Randy says, been hearing you since 2014. You've always called it how it is. You are transparent. I respect that. That's why you always have us here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't think that's true, says Skylar. Either way, following you, either way, the following you have, a lot of people definitely appreciate your sports take, even the haters. Otherwise, they wouldn't continue to engage with you. Yeah, I just, it's kind of I don't get the same kind of appreciation that I get with the crypto. It's and I think it's just because it's money too, Chris Traves says, what's the best app to trade coins? Chris, there's lots of good ones to buy. Okay. You've got to get a cold storage wallet. So that's what you got to get. And I usually mention Tangem because it's cheap and it's super easy to use, very safe. Go to tangem.com. and go directly to the website at tangem.com, buy it from them, and get the 3-card one. You can buy from crypto.com. You can buy it from Binance. You can buy it right on your Tangem wallet. You won't get it for a couple of weeks, so buy it in other places for now. But you can buy your Bitcoin on swan.com, super easy and free to move. Cash App, super easy to buy, free to move. You can buy it on Binance. You can buy it on crypto. You can buy it on Kraken. Now they're going to all charge you to move it. Okay, they're going to charge you to buy it. Everybody's going to charge you to buy it, and then they're going to charge you to move it. Swan.com, by the way, gives you a break on the first 10,000 Bitcoin that you buy, fee-free. Fee-free the first 10,000 you buy, and fee-free to ship. So that's pretty cool. So if you're a newbie, Swan.com is kind of an easy way, really easy way to buy. You only buy Bitcoin there. That's all they do. Okay. But in the other websites like Kraken, like Crypto.com, like Binance, you can buy every type of coin there. Okay. And then you can move it to your cold storage wallet. After you accumulate a certain amount, because you're going to pay a gas fee every time you transfer it over. So, collect a certain amount so that way the gas fee is minimal and it doesn't hurt you nearly as much because you're moving a decent load. So that's what I would tell you. And again, the stuff I talk about, Chris, I'm not a trader. Okay. Like I was talking with a guy that we were smoking cigars last Saturday at a hotel. And I'm an investor. He's a trader. He got into Bitcoin at 70 and he had a stop set to sell, a stop sell at 95. So he sold his Bitcoin because he's expecting it to pop and then come back down to 70. And I told him, I don't think that's going to happen ever again. But again, he's a trader. He's not really an investor. So I'm not the guy that bought at 16 to sell at 70 or at 90 or at 105. And the stuff I bought at 20, I'm not doing it either. And the stuff I bought at 30 and at 32 and at 34 and at 36 and at 40, none of that I'm selling. So I'm not a trader. I'm an investor. So if you're looking to trade, I don't talk about trades. I talk about investments, long-term investments. Why? I don't have money. Like my buddy has a lot of money, so he's made so much money on this. But he can do short-term trades and turn over and make a lot of money and take those kind of risks. I can't. I cannot do that. So I'm at a different level. I'm at a much lower level, and I'm all right with that. Okay, but I think long term. That's kind of the way I look at it. So I'm not a trader. I'm an investor. So everything I look at is all long term. None of it is me trying to flip something over within a couple of weeks or months or a year or something like that. That's not what I'm looking at. So whenever I talk about any of that stuff, I'm always thinking long term. Okay, just so you guys will know. I'm just not a power player, and that's fine. Some of you are, and God bless you, man, if you are. That's awesome. Ray says, howdy-o. I personally appreciate you, longtime follower since 95-ish. So nice. So nice you too, by the way. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Let's see. What else? Jay Gelfin, Shabbat Shalom, Orlando, Sean, and chat crew. Looking forward to Fort Lauderdale United tomorrow night. Praying for a sweeping win weekend for all of our local teams. I'll see you there, Jay. I'm going with the wife to the Fort Lauderdale United game on Saturday night. I will be there. The Mad Max is in the house. Luis Medina, Oz. Big O, I'm having such a problem sitting through QAM programming, insufferable commercials, and very little actual content. Yeah, but that's radio. That's how it is, bro. 8-minute segments, 8-minute commercial breaks. That's just kind of the way it is. That's what can I tell you? And what do they have? Like 3 shows left, and that company is so broke. Yeah, it's not good. Bitcoin's at 98,000, by the way. Don't forget, you can make a donation to the program, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. And you can also make a donation on PayPal for those of you that are out of towners. Let's do our 3A Graphics Sports Calendar. Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443, custom printing and embroidery. Blackhawks last night. Man, Panthers have lost 4 out of 5 now. 2 in a row, then they won, and they lost 2 in a row before that. So that's how they've lost 4 out of the last 5. They're in a funk. Spencer Knight didn't get peppered last night. He only had 17 saves last night. So it wasn't like he was under all kinds of pressure, and the Blackhawks suck. So they're in a little bit of a funk right now, but it's a long season, and this is the thing about winning a championship, and you kind of expect a letdown, and they came out with their hair on fire, but it's such a long season that you kind of maybe lose your focus a little bit. They'll be fine. Reinhardt scored again. They'll be fine. Saturday, they'll take on Colorado at 6:00 there at what's it called? The Amerant Bank Arena. So 6:00 face-off for that. So we've got Canes at noon, Panthers at 6, and then we've got the Fort Lauderdale United and the DC Power at 7:30. I'll be there at 7:30. By the way, if you're going to Davie, say hi. I'll be out there with the wife for the Fort Lauderdale United DC Power game. I want to go and check it out and support. Saturday at noon, UM is taking on Wake Forest. They're favored by 24. The over and under is 66.5. Sunday at 6:00, the Heat are back in action, and they're hosting the Mavs. Miami is 6-7. Mavs are 8-7. And last night in NFL action, the Browns, they surprised the Steelers, surprised the world, 24-19. And Jameis Winston ordered something on Amazon and everything. So it was all good. All good. That's funny, that video. Thank you, Gus, for sending me that video on Twitter. That was funny. That was good. What else do we have? Chef Drew, good morning. Big O and everyone. How's everybody? We're doing good. Omar Geiner is in. Way too early to talk about Weaver and head coach and all that kind of stuff, dude. That's all. If it happens one day and he's up for it, then we'll talk about it. But I'm not the guy that gets into hypotheticals, dude. Oz says, by the way, I'm very disappointed on how the Inter Miami FC season ended. I really wanted to celebrate the only sports title Miami is missing. So did I. And that's probably why the coach is not here. So what are you going to do? It's probably why the coach is gone. History in the archives. Because I'm sure the owners weren't happy with a massive choke job and you know how much money they lost, dude? By the way, Black Friday going on right now at Caneswear. All the Inter Miami gear is 50% off. Okay? Because that, you want to get a great deal, go now to Caneswear and take advantage of the Black Friday deal. Okay? Big time. Use our code on top of that. Not only is it 50%, you get 10% with our code. That's 60. So if you wanted that Messi jersey, I don't know if it comes with a choker, but you could get that Messi jersey. They have Messi shirts. Again, don't know if it comes with a choker. They've got Messi flags. Not sure if it comes with a choker. But, yeah. Thank you, Chef Jew. Got it when I saw my favorite band at the Sphere. What else? True Fin Fan said, had a cool time yesterday with you guys as usual. I also won $220 playing roulette. Wow. Damn. So you drank for free. Right? Because you had a couple of drinks. So you went and you had free entertainment and drinks at Hialeah Park. A loose roulette. Loose slots. Did you play a couple slots while you were there, True Fin Fan? Just so you can get a couple entries for the Mercedes? Then you bring, you should do that, True Fin Fan. You play a couple times, right? Then you bring the wife that night. And by chance, if you win the Mercedes, you have the wife drive home the Mercedes. You'll be good at least for a month. At least for a month. I'm just saying. And it's one trip home because you'll be in your car, she'll be in the Mercedes, and you can't make her suffer by farting. It'll be a fart-free drive home. I mean, there's a lot of positives. You could look really good. I'm just saying. Just throwing it out there. Let's see. Chef Jew reminds everybody to hit that like button and subscribe. One-Eyed Jack is loving Cardano. Yes, we're all loving that Cardano run, baby. Yeah. It's about time, man. We've been waiting for it for a while, dude. I believe our Panthers will be fine. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Randy says, I'm already in profit. Good for you, man. Your thoughts on Javier Mascherano becoming the new coach for Inter. Frankie, I'm not smart enough to know about that. So I wouldn't know. I have no idea, my brother. So I cannot tell you about that. Maybe if it ever happens, whoever gets hired, I'll bring somebody on to talk about whoever gets hired, at this moment. But, I have no idea who he is. And in the end, I saw a bunch of stars choke. So, I don't know. We'll see. Messi just finished saying he misses Spain. His children are from Catalan and mentions a return soon back to Spain. Okay. Oh, it's confirmed he got hired today? Is it true? Let me see. Let me see what Michelle Kaufman has got to say, because usually she's on the beat, and she usually fills us in on this kind of stuff. Don't see anything on Kaufman. Let me see. Panizo. Let me see if Franco says anything. Another Lionel Messi, former Barcelona and Argentine teammate, is reportedly headed to Inter Miami, this time as a head coach. Cesar Luis Merlo says Javier Mascherano es el nuevo entrenador de Inter Miami. All right. So there you go. All right. They've got a new one. I don't know what it means. I'll tell you what Inter Miami. I'll tell you what Inter Miami has earned. Because that Javier Mascherano doesn't mean shit in the big picture. And one of the things that, unfortunately, Inter Miami has just screwed up in a major way is choking. Because you never really won over the South Florida crowd. You only won the Messi crowd. You didn't really win over the average fan. They're not on board with you. They're on board with the Heat. They're on board with the Canes. They're on board with the Dolphins, of course. But they're not on board with you. They're on board with the Panthers, but they're not on board with you. You got a bunch of fair-weathered fans that just want to see Messi. International fans that are coming from all over the place that just want to see Messi. They see him here, or they see him in Chicago or in New York or in Los Angeles whenever he visits. And now that you choked in the first round, the people you were trying to educate and get on board after Messi leaves, you never got him on board. And guess what you just did by choking in the first round? They're like, whatever, that sport doesn't mean shit to me. So now Inter Miami put themselves even deeper behind the eight ball with the people that you really need as a fan base. But hey, you can promote all you want with Messi. It'll help for now. It'll fill seats. It'll sell a whole bunch of overpriced tickets. That'll be fantastic, but you're building no fan base. No fan base whatsoever. You needed actually to have deep success in the playoffs and a cup, because that's when you start getting those other people on board. Now that you made no impact, you know what they're going to all say now? Oh, yeah, we went through this last year and they choked in the first round. Yeah, check back with me when you're in the cup or something. That's what those kind of fans are going to say. You don't sell the player. He doesn't do interviews. Most of your players don't do enough interviews. You have players that don't speak the English language, so they can't communicate. You need to sell the sport. One of the things that the Fusion did back in the day, when they sold the sport way better than Inter Miami ever could, was that Ray Hudson was all over the place. Their players were all over the place. It reminded me a lot of the young Panthers back in the early 90s when Mellenby and Scrudlin and Laws and all these guys and Beezer and all, they were on radio and doing interviews everywhere, television, you name it, selling the sport of hockey. And that's why we got a buzz. And that's why there were 300 people hanging out outside of the practice facility back in the early 90s. Mid-90s, I'm sorry. And that's because you had people that would sell and connect with the community. Inter Miami players do not connect with the community at all, because Inter Miami's media department sucks royal ass. And because Inter Miami uses a snobbish approach to all of this. They're better than you. They don't need you. And so they don't connect. And the only connection you have is the legend, the aura of Messi. But nobody really gets close to Messi. For Christ's sake, Safed Dean covers Messi for USA Today, and he doesn't ever interview Messi. He doesn't even get close to Messi. How can you be a Messi insider if you can't even be next to Messi? The guy never speaks. Not that you could barely understand whatever the hell he says anyways in Spanish. In that Michelob commercial, he says 2 words, and it looks like he fucking mumbles it. So Inter has created a really nice mess for them on the selling of their sport in South Florida thing. And they've gone, which is not surprising to me because I was there for a couple of years and I saw it firsthand. They just give a shit about what's on the pitch. They don't really care about anything else. They don't really put the real work into it. So, and this is what you get. So it's interesting. They've put themselves in a really, really weird spot where the Messi will come and go and they gained nothing from it. It's pretty amazing. Messi will come and go and they will gain nothing from it in the long term. They will not establish a fan base. They will not do anything because their fans are hit and run artists. They're just Argentine people that just care about Messi. And then when he's gone, they're gone and they don't give a shit about your team. And meanwhile, you didn't connect with South Florida because all you did was take the international angle and try to sell Messi instead of selling the brand. But hey, man, what do I know? I don't know anything. I'm usually wrong with all this shit. That's what I am. What else do we have here to talk about on the show? By the way, it jumped to 98,444. So after I told folks, and I tweeted it out too, when it got to 97,284, I was like, this is kind of a dip. It's bouncing to 98,444. So we'll see if maybe we go to 100 here during the show. All right. What else do we have going on in the world of sports? Oh, by the way, we got Dolphins favored by 7.5 against the Patriots. We will get you ready starting off at 11 a.m. with our pregame show. How will the Patriots attack the Dolphins? It's pretty obvious. They don't have great receivers, so Hunter Henry is their leading wide receiver. He plays tight end, the position Miami struggles to cover. 46 receptions, 491 yards, and a touchdown. Austin Hooper is number 2, and he's also a tight end, the number 2 tight end, not the number 2 receiver. But he's got 23 catches for 236 yards and a touchdown. So combined, they have caught 69 balls. Combined, they have 100 targets on the year. Drake May is going to count a lot on the running game and especially on his tight ends. And I'm a Drake May guy. I've been a Drake May fan. I know that a lot of people weren't fans of his coming out of college. I was one. I hated that the Patriots drafted him. Miami's got to pressure this guy, and that's been a struggle of theirs is to pressure him. But they've got to find a way to get in his face. The kid is completing 66.7% of his passes. And one of the reasons why he's connecting is because he's smart and he's accurate. And he's using the tight ends, which are high percentage passes. So he's going to use the running backs as receivers, but he's also going to use those tight ends as the number 1 options for him. And if you watch the film, you and I know Miami struggles to cover the tight end. This is going to be a challenge for him, and they're going into this game without Kendall Fuller. I like what I've seen from Storm. I don't care what the team tells me. Cam is definitely behind Storm at this point in time. That's obvious, and there's nothing wrong with that right now. You got to play with the best player right now. We all want to see Cam obviously become a good player because he's a first-round pick, but right now Storm Duck is playing the better football, so you play the kid. Who gives a shit? Just get the job done, but you're without Kendall Fuller this week. So that's going to be another test, but there's no doubt that it starts and ends with those tight ends. That's going to be one thing that they're going to have to be all over on Sunday. And we'll talk about it also in the pregame show, but Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper are two guys that they've got to make sure they corral this week. All right. George Alexander says, just saw the Messi Michelob spot. What the hell did you say? At least Marino is in that commercial. Right? Like, oh, we're out. And he's like, no, go get Michelob or whatever. I don't know what the hell he's saying. I have no idea what he's saying. I know he doesn't speak English, but his Spanish is effed up as it is. Maybe that's why he doesn't even do a lot of interviews. He's got a fast-ass Spanish. But it's just funny that I've been a part of that organization, so I know they have mishandled all of that, dude, because they're just on one angle. And it usually hurts. See, one of their problems, too, and I noticed when I was there, is that they had a lot of people from that world of soccer and international soccer, and they come with that attitude. And it's, bro, this is America. You need to earn your stripes. You're on the bottom of the totem pole in sports, and they don't understand that part. And then by getting Messi, then the snobs that they are, they become even bigger snobs. We were their official radio station. We were supposed to be, and we couldn't get players. It was like pulling teeth with your own company. And that was very frustrating. Think about that. Think about how asinine that sounds. But so you can imagine if they were having trouble giving us players their own station, what are they going to do everywhere else? You know what I mean? They really only care. They have tunnel vision, and they just care about the players on the field, and that's it. They don't really worry so much about the broadcast and the outreach and the PR and all that other. They just don't care enough about that. And they don't have savvy PR people that know South Florida, because that's what you need. You needed to hire a PR person that understands South Florida, not a soccer person that comes from somewhere else in the world. And then they think they get here and this is the same place. And no, it's not, dude. Buenos Aires is not Miami. London is not Miami. Here, our priorities are not your team. So you've got to do a lot better job of selling it. But they don't care. They just sell one name, Messi. And that's it. Just gravitate to us. We're not going to do any outreach. So, and that's where they're stuck. And they'll learn a hard lesson. When he leaves, it'll plummet. It'll plummet. And you would have done nothing with everything that you've had so far for a couple of years. And you'll get it for what, one more year, maybe two? And you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be elevating Kremoski and Campana. You're supposed to be elevating Calendar. You're supposed to be really like using the stars to elevate and make those guys stars and then get those guys out in the community a lot. And, but again, what do I know, bro? What do I know? Anyway, Thursday's games haven't treated us very well lately. Like Philbin is starting to make me queasy. You know, I didn't watch much of the game last night. Did you watch that game last night, Sean?
I did watch some of it until it got to the blizzard part, and then I stopped.
Was it boring? Because it seemed like it was kind of boring every time.
It was a Steelers Browns defensive struggle. Yeah. Myles Garrett was beating the linemen, double teams, triple teams, and the Steelers defense was kind of, I mean, the Browns had 3 turnovers. They did everything they could to really lose the game, and they still ended up winning it. So yeah. Jameis Elway'd in the snow. And
I think 2 of the times that I tuned in, I saw a turnover. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And I just I was watching just other things. I had like very little interest in watching that show yet, of that game yesterday.
I had it going on in the background as I was doing the audio and things like that. I didn't watch it, but I just had it on, so I was listening to something.
It just did nothing for me. I had no motivation to watch that game. And I tuned in a couple times for a couple minutes, and I was just bored, not interested, and I just tuned out. So I can't really talk too much about the game yesterday because I just didn't spend time watching it. But it looked boring as hell to me. So, you know, the few times that I watched it, it just left me like, yeah, I'm not really interested in this, you know. Welton Realm, I am interested in because they protect you, and they've been protecting a lot of our listeners. You know, they helped us, and it's easy for me to say that because I've known Jeff Welt now for a while and Daniel Realm, and I saw them firsthand do it. And, you know, sometimes you'll say, oh, well, that's just you. Oh, you know, it's your sponsor and all that. Yeah, well, a lot of our listeners have done the same thing. And that's where it really comes through. And whether it's for bankruptcy or homeowner property damage or a car accident, a truck accident, condo damage, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury, folks, call my guys, Jeff Welt and Daniel Realm. And let me tell you, the consultation is completely free. So if you're not sure you have a case and all that, call them, find out, talk to them. Maybe it happened a month ago, 6 months ago, a year or 2 years ago. Statute of limitations may not be done. So call 954-966-4646. Man, maybe you had a procedure and months later, a year later, you're not right. And you're wondering, do I have a case here? Call Welton Realm. Find out. Okay? Car accident, truck accident, tax issues. If you have bankruptcy issues, sadly, so many Americans are going into their savings and 401ks, and they're deep into credit card debt, and they've gotten in trouble. That can happen to me. That can happen to you. That can happen to anybody. Certainly, it can easily happen to me because I'm a disaster. So call 954-966-4646 so they can get you out of those issues and get you back on track. Welt and Realm. Even though our city is filled with Latin Americans and Haitians, unfortunately, I don't think soccer will ever prosper in this city. They all follow Champions League, Premier League, etc. Nah. Bullshit. It'll easily succeed. They follow in LA, dude, and they have 2 teams, and they succeed. And they follow in New York, the same thing. They all have both. Those are transient cities, too, that have a lot of people not from this country, and they watch international soccer like crazy, and they support. You got to win in this town, and you got to entertain. Okay? So they've been winning, but now you failed in the playoffs. They desperately needed that you know, long. They didn't have any playoff run last year. They didn't have a playoff run again this year. They haven't established a culture of winning yet. It's only one season, dude. The Panthers have established a culture, but it took them several years of going to the playoffs. and then go deep into the playoffs and then win the Stanley Cup. And now you see their ratings are like up 170% or something stupid. But it takes a while. It's one season, dude. One season. One season without a playoff run. So, Caesar, you're way off, dude. This doesn't happen overnight. Got to have several seasons. And they've only done one season, and it was half successful. Because if you don't have a playoff run with Messi, bro, that's a joke. That's a fucking joke. You know? And that was a big mistake by them. Big mistake. And since you didn't sell your team, since you didn't have people all over the place winning fans over, that's why when Messi was injured or out, you had empty seats all over because you didn't connect with your community. But what do I know? Anyway. Oh, let's see. What else do we have going on? So we had a babe at a Leafs Devils game. Did you guys see this? Very interesting. She's gone viral. Naomi is her name. At least that's what it says on the what's it called? On the Twitter there. So apparently she was at this Devils game, Leafs Devils game, and she had a Hughes jersey. And so she was cheering on her team, and everybody all of a sudden wasn't really focused on the game or anything like that. They were focused on how do jeans actually grip an ass like that? That's what people were asking. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, don't know if you guys saw it, but there you go. It's the Naomi Wolf. Now, I don't know if Naomi Wolf is this girl or she puts, because on this thing, there's like all kinds of other women and all kinds of stuff that it's not the same girl. But apparently she was driving everybody crazy with her post. I'm a facilitator of fun here on the show. I'm just passing on the information that I see there when I'm preparing for the show. And I figured that our listeners would want that. So let me see. Oh, wait a minute. I did change it for the worse, right? Maybe that one? Is that the one? No, that's not the one. That's not the one. Now I'm trying to figure out which one is it. Is this one that looks kind of normal? I don't know why I always get the lighting wrong. I think it kind of changes when I turn it off sometimes. Big O question about Bitcoin. I am using Coinbase. Do you think that is okay, or should I use another website? I am a low buy, about 50 to 70 a month max is my budget. Okay, so then this is what I want you to do. Coinbase is fine, okay, for buying. Just don't keep it on there. What I want you to do is, if you're buying about $50 to $70 a month, okay, when you get to $600, let's say, I want you to move it over to your cold storage wallet, okay, and get a Tangem, TANGEM.com. All right. Let me see if I can at least pull it up for you guys. Yes, here we go. I can at least pull up the website for you guys so you can see it. There you go. Tangem Wallet. Okay. Costs about $69 for the 3-card one. See, it starts from 54. So, let me see. Get Tangem. Let's see. Here, 3-card set, $69.90. Okay. Order this. It's going to take you a couple weeks to get this. So when you accumulate a certain amount of coin on Coinbase, on crypto.com, on Kraken, on Binance, wherever it is that you buy it, then you move it over to your cold storage wallet. Okay? And you store it there. There's where I want you. I don't want you storing anything long-term on Coinbase, on crypto.com, on Binance, nothing. Move it over to your Tangem wallet. Okay? And this is cheap, and this protects your crypto, and it keeps it offline, and it's and by the way, you can also buy your crypto directly there on Tangem. And you can stake. You can stake Cosmos. You can stake Solana. They're going to add more. I'm waiting for them to add more, but they're adding more. So they're adding staking to it also, which is great. Okay? So that's my suggestion to you. And good luck. Good luck, my friend. Let's see. This listener thanks you for the pick of that woman. Wowzers. You're welcome. I figured that you guys would be happy with that. What I meant to say is that I don't think professional soccer will ever reach the heights of football and basketball in this town. Yeah, no, I don't think so. But it can be very popular. And they can pack the stadium every night that they play. So, more than popular enough. It doesn't have to surpass football to be successful, dude. You know? So that's not really a measuring stick. But it can be extremely successful like it is in other towns. In Seattle, they draw 50, 60,000 to that football stadium. You could do the same thing here. They're not going to have that kind of stadium, but they're going to be able to fill their stadium every single night that they play if they do it right. So, let's see. What else do we have? Big O, can you school me a little on Bitcoin right now? All my Bitcoin is on Robinhood. What I would tell you to do is make sure you can move it off Robinhood to your Tangem wallet. That's what I would tell you. Don't keep anything on Robinhood. Don't ever keep any of your crypto on any website. If they crash, if they have financial issues, if they shut down, you will not have access to it. Not your keys, not your crypto. That's how we play in this world. And you must have ownership of your own stuff. You cannot trust anyone out there. I've been dealing with crypto.com now for 5 years, never had an issue. And I trust them, but I still won't keep long-term any crypto there. And they've been phenomenal. Better than every other outlet pretty much. Kraken's the other one that's been impeccable. You know, Binance had its troubles and others have closed down and had issues, but listen, I love the way Swan works, but I don't keep it there long term. I move it. It's free to move. So you can move any piece you have, little, big. It doesn't matter how big the slice of the pie is. And all I can tell you is, for those of you that think you're too late, the supply shock that's coming is going to be ridiculous. And it's there's not going to be no 20 and 30% retracements and all that down the line. I think we're permanently going up, but we'll see. You're not too late when you're going to 11x from here. Okay. 98,853. We are speeding back to 99. This is so bullish. It's ridiculous how bullish it is. It really is ridiculous how bullish this is. Oh, man. EJD Construction Eric and the great people at EJD have been proud sponsors of our program. 305-433-4843, fully insured, liability and workers' comp. Give them a ring. Tell Eric that Big O sent you, folks. Custom home construction and major home remodeling for Dade and Broward County. They do not work in condos. So if you got a condo, not EJD Construction. But if you got a home and or business, call EJD Construction, 305-433-4843. All right, give me a quick break. Top of the hour, by the way, Manny Navarro will join us, and we'll talk a little Canes right here on the Big O Radio Show. So here's the putting green. See? There you go. Got two flags. One is over there where Cutter's Edge Pro. It's not coming out now. Come on. Come on, wind. Give me a little wind. No, unfortunately. But there you go. And this one says Big O here. There you go. So there's my putting green. It's about, I would say about 25 feet, something like that. I get to practice, have a little fun. See? And then, of course, we got, the bunkers. Got to have the bunkers, man. Got all kinds of bunkers there. You know what I'm saying? So that's a taste of our backyard. There's Maiden right there. Maiden. Bono, how you doing, Bono? Bono. He's a Carolina dog, by the way. These dogs are amazing. Their temperaments are awesome. But there is the Sylvester Palm, which is just beautiful. All right, call my guys, Will and Mike at Cutter's Edge Pro. They will take care of you. Dogs are not included, okay? Can't include the dogs. Those are mine. But the exceptional work, oh, baby. Oh, baby. Yes. Make your home an oasis. CuttersEdgePro.com. Go to their Instagram page, by the way, so you can see a lot of the before and after work that they do. And it is exceptional, baby. This thing's been on here for about 9 months. No grass growing through it or anything like that. Right, Bono? Huh? Bono!
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on the new 2025 Acura RDX, $399 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed. They're breaking into my house! Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop. No, not the TV! Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you. Get out of my house! Get out of the house! Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayom is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help. After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. If you're a Miami sports fan, there's only one store to go to, and that's Canes Wear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Canes Wear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop. Time for Canes fans to get what they want. Information, insight, and perspective. It's the Canes Wear Miami Hurricanes Report with Manny Navarro, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Here's Big O and insider Manny Navarro.
There he is, locked and loaded and ready to go. How you feeling, baby? You feeling good?
Feeling great. Oh, how are you?
Excellent. Can't complain, my man. Getting ready for a nice weekend. Plenty of sports. Let's hope that the boys can bounce back. How's the tude for the week after having to sit a week off with that loss?
Yeah, it sounds like they're excited and inspired and driven to go out there and play well tomorrow. I think that the attitude is they let one get away from them at Georgia Tech, and I think at least from a attitude perspective, they're showing all the right signs. I don't think there's any cockiness to being 24-point underdogs. I think they realize, hey, we have an opportunity to get to the college football playoff if we win our next 3 games. And if we don't win our next 3 games, then none of that is on the table. And so you got to go out there and earn it. And I certainly expect Cam Ward to be ready to play on Saturday. And I think they're going to try their best to not have everybody panicking in the fourth quarter, including themselves.
Well, let's hope so, because, man, that performance last week, that was one that I think this week they're favored by 24 points, but it's just like a concern that defense puts them at risk at any time almost.
They're not good. They're not good enough. You just look at some of the numbers in conference games only. Miami's defense ranks 12th in the ACC in yards allowed per play, which is the easiest metric, right, to decide how explosive other teams are against them. So they're 12th among the 17 ACC teams, and then 14th in points allowed per game. 31.7. This is just an ACC play. Mind you, they've only faced one offense that's averaging over 30 points. That's Louisville. So teams are overachieving against this defense compared to the way that they normally do against others. So, look, Lance Guidry and his guys have to step up. They've got to play better. I think, Lance talked about it this week. He reviewed the last 4 games. And they're just not doing a good job setting the edge and stopping the run. And then they're blowing coverages left and right. And I think part of it, again, is the Jerrys and the Joes, right? We've talked about this on this show many times, that the recruiting, especially the secondary, especially safety, for instance, it hasn't been good enough. And it has to get better. And so you've had some injuries. Damari Brown's been banged up all season. He was going to be a big key to them. I think Diani Hill's the latest guy who's kind of been banged up. So you have guys that shouldn't be out there that are playing, and so you're going to get exposed every now and then. And hopefully this week, having the bye week to review some things, they go out there and they play much better against Wake Forest.
What should a Canes fan fear from Wake Forest for their defense? Since your Canes defense is not good, what should a Canes fan fear from the Wake Forest offense?
Well, first of all, the coaching staff there are very good. Dave Clawson's one of the best. His team is 3-1 on the road this season. They just lost at North Carolina 31-24 last week for their first road loss of the year. But the point is they're well prepared. And North Carolina, I know people are saying, oh, Mac Brown, they're a terrible team. If you look at North Carolina the last few games, they've been red hot, playing really, really well on both sides of the ball, defense and offense. And so that was a one-score game, 31-24. So Wake Forest can score points. Hank Bachmeier is a veteran quarterback, 77th in QBR nationally, which, he's top 100, which is better than some other schools who don't have a quarterback. At least he's got a pulse, right? 14 touchdowns, 9 picks. They've got a veteran receiver in Taylor Morin, who's got over 50 catches, close to 700 yards. And then they've got a running back in Damon Claiborne, who is, I think, 81 yards shy of 1,000 yards. So he makes guys miss, forces a lot of missed tackles. So they've got enough talent on offense to score points. I think, not only does Miami's defense have to play well, but I think Miami's offense, they had an off week last week or 2 weeks ago at Georgia Tech, only 23 points. They were really bad on 3rd and 4th down, which has not been the case all season. They're number 1 in the country in 3rd down conversion percentage. So Cam Ward has to play elite. I think Wake Forest will score points, but I think if they do their job, Miami should win this game.
Does Cam still have a shot at the Heisman?
I told you all season long, right? I was on it. Travis Hunter's the guy to beat if Cam slips. And what happened?
Yep.
They slipped. So he's 3rd now. I think Ashton Genty and Travis Hunter are ahead of him. I will say this. Colorado has a game that they could lose this weekend against Kansas. Kansas is upset 2 Big 12 teams that were ranked in a row the last couple of weeks. And, Colorado would be the trifecta if they're able to pull it off. I know Colorado's 4-6 or whatever, but, that coach does a really good job, Lance Leopold, just like the Wake Forest coach Dave Clawson does. He gets his team ready to play and to win. And so I think there's a chance Cam could get back in it, but he probably needs Travis Hunter to lose, and it also wouldn't hurt if Boise State lost.
Yeah, I think the thing with Colorado now is that their defense is good.
Yeah.
And that's what's changed with Colorado. And that's why I think they do survive Kansas this week, because the defense has really taken it to another level. Mm-hmm. And it's really complemented their offense. And that's why they're 8-2. I think it's because their defense has really brought a lot of balance. They just got the number 2 recruit in the country.
Yeah.
To go there.
Lewis.
Yeah. So obviously, he's doing something right there. But I think the defense will be enough for them to survive against Kansas. But I get what you're saying. They could surprise them like they have already a couple of times. But you know what? They took Utah serious, and Utah isn't having a great year. But
defensively, they're good, yeah.
Right, but the reputation is still there. And so they took them serious. And I think I've been impressed with the way Dion's got them kids focused on what they have to do. So that'll be fun to watch. All right, so Cam obviously falling a little behind here on the Heisman race, unfortunately. But again, that shouldn't be the target's got to be, you got to finish strong here and win these 2 games out and set yourself up for that ACC championship game if you can get in.
Yeah, and it just comes back to smart decision maker on the field. I think at times this year, Cam Ward is he thinks he's playing Tecmo Bowl, right? He thinks he's out there. He can scramble around, buy all the time in the world. Look, Georgia Tech had a really good run defense. They've improved a lot. I talked about that before that game, that Georgia Tech had improved immensely. Their top 20 run defense. Miami ran for a season low 88 yards in that game. I think they only attempted 24 rushing attempts. Part of that was they were playing from behind, but part of that too was, they were trying to throw the football and hit on the big play the whole game. I think they need to come out this week and set the run, to have the run set up the pass a little bit more. I know they're trying to get Cam the Heisman Trophy and all that, but you know what? Screw around and play around when you're up 14 points, not when you're down 7. And I think that's what they've got to do here. It's kind of got to be businesslike in the first half, where they jump out to a 14 or 21 point lead, and then you can throw the ball or have a little bit more fun in the second half. But I think that's the key this week, is to get the running game going so that you run the ball effectively and set yourself up to not have to rely on Cam Ward to do it all.
Any injuries of concern?
Well, David Hale from ESPN mentioned this week on one of the ACC shows that De'Ani Hill was in a boot. De'Ani Hill is one of their cornerbacks. We've already talked about how thin they are at that position. So they're hoping Damari Brown comes back this week. Mario mentioned that a couple guys had returned to practice during the bye week. I'm not necessarily a believer. I've been skeptical all season long that when you deal with a groin injury, the way Damari Brown has, that you're gonna not be 100%. So I think the De'Ani Hill injury is interesting. We will see on Saturday how much that affects them. Like I said, Wake Forest has a pretty good offense. I would assume that might force another freshman or young player into the lineup to play a little bit more than they have.
Caneswear, don't forget, folks, we were there on Wednesday, and you could use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off anything and everything there at Caneswear. They've got a Black Friday sale going on right now. 50% off all Inter Miami gear. So if you want to get anything there, I'm not sure if they sell any Inter Miami chokers, but they do have jerseys and shirts and hats and flags and wristbands and all kinds of stuff. Not sure if they have any chokers, but
maybe they've got some Miami chokers. I don't know if they don't win on Saturday, that might be something they invest in.
They may have to get one. Yes. But let's not hope that,
No, I'm certainly not hoping for that. I'm just saying
that's actually happened. This would actually happen. So
right.
Let's not hope that we have to add chokers for the game. We need one already for Inter Miami. But in a serious note, they do. They have Marlins stuff and everything. So, and Panthers gear and all that. So check it out there at Caneswear. What's your prediction?
I think Miami's going to win. I think they will go into the Syracuse game with a chance to make the ACC championship. But I do think you're going to be pulling your hair out in the fourth quarter. I just think defensively, this is not a good team. I think the Georgia Tech game proved it. You had a very simplistic offense to defend, and guys couldn't get the job done. So I think it's been proven now through several games that this defense isn't good enough. So I think it will be a 7 to 14 point win, which will not cover the spread. I would take Wake Forest in this game.
Well, all right, there you go. That's our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
We step into the world of big dreams, big moves, and big money. It's the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. After 40 years, the Big Cheese remains dedicated to serving the finest Italian dinners, pizza, pasta, subs, and salads. All of their pasta is imported from Italy and cooked fresh every day. Visit BigCheeseMiami.com. Now, let's find out who's the Big Cheese the Miami Hurricanes are working on with insider Manny Navarro.
Right. And, we'll start off with this Big Cheese NIL report with something about a big cheese, but not necessarily going to Miami. And we just talked about how the 5-star QB commit Julian Lewis, who's considered the number 2 recruit in the country, just committed to Colorado. The interesting part about this story is Bryce Underwood, who decommitted from USC, and then Dave Portnoy kind of was, throwing out there about how he is, ready to spend a lot of money and bringing a quarterback to Ann Arbor, this and that. And then all of a sudden this kid commits to Michigan and he's going crazy and celebrating. So now the story is Dave Portnoy kind of recruiting players for Michigan, yay or nay or whatever. But it's just, so I'm thinking about this. Miami has a lot of friends, you know what I mean? So maybe some famous people in Miami can start pulling Dave Portnoys.
Yeah, that would be nice to see. Although I think Mario and the NIL department have done a really good job. You think about what they've pulled the last couple years. in terms of big time recruits and 5 stars. They had 3 5 stars last year, all defensive linemen that they signed, guys that are going to be a big part of the future. But for Portnoy, he's been talking about this since September. He wanted to help them flip Underwood, who had been committed to LSU. I saw Underwood play about a year and a half ago for the first time. And I remember at the time thinking, man, tremendous prospect, just not good yet. Because even on his 7-on-7 team, he was throwing too many interceptions, making too many mistakes. And then I saw him this year, and I'm like, holy cow, this is why everybody's excited about this kid. He's finally getting it together. He's really playing at an elite level. And so, good for Michigan. They're having a terrible year, 5-5 after winning a national championship. Obviously, a coaching change with Jim Harbaugh, but Portnoy deserves credit. He was a big part of having this happen, and I'm sure his money and everybody else that fund the Michigan Collective helped this happen. But it's just proof, Big O, that A, you shouldn't get excited about recruiting a year and a half before a kid signs, and B, you're never out of it as long as you have a lot of money.
All right, so who's the hip, younger, famous person that can pull a Dave Portnoy for university?
Oh, The Rock. I mean, come on. I mean, look, I know he's in his 50s, but he is still right. He's still relevant. He's a movie star, and certainly he has celebrated recruiting wins. He's put out videos after Miami has landed big time recruitments and recruits. So I think that's the guy. I think that's the marquee name, the recognizable face. But
Give me 2 more. Give me 2 more.
Give you 2 more. Wow. The problem is they haven't had many NFL stars in the last 20 years. Oh, right. Like you think about could there be an NFL influence, right? Somebody who could serve as a shining example. Man, I don't think Calais Campbell resonates.
Is there anybody from the entertainment pop world? Because Dave Portnoy is not an athlete, so
right, he's a media guy. I'm trying to think of somebody else who would be a big pops. I don't know, maybe the Cavender twins, right? They're big social media for the young people, right? You get the Cavender twins to help you out. I don't know.
I don't know if personality wise, they carry the juice because they're hot.
Right, exactly. I'm trying. There's not many.
Actually, Haley can play.
Right.
The other one's all right. I mean,
A-Rod's another good name, right? He cares about the University of Miami. I don't know, but movie star wise,
he's not you know what I'm saying? He's not likable.
He's not likable either. Yeah, it's a good question. I think that's a good one for your crowd to answer, your fan base here to answer in the time ahead.
Somebody put A-Rod also there. Lucas put it, but I don't know if A-Rod is a sexy name.
Right.
Even younger people, I don't know. See, Dave Portnoy carries juice because of Barstool.
Right.
So so I was thinking about that, and when I was going to bring it up to you, it's like, who's the UMer? And you thought
The Rock is the only one that comes to mind because he does have a lot of money. He does invest in a lot of different things for business ventures, and he's still relevant in a pop culture type of way.
Yeah, Gloria Stefan doesn't fly either, my brother.
No.
These kids don't relate at all to Gloria Stefan. They don't even know who the hell she is, bro.
No.
Okay.
No.
You're stuck in your Miami echo chamber. That doesn't work, my man.
Rock is it.
Hell, high school kids in Miami don't even know who Gloria Stefan is anymore. I mean, that time has come and gone. So you're not going to use her or Bruce Hornsby or I don't know. I'm trying to think of some other type of related people.
There's really not. There's not. There's just not.
There isn't. There isn't.
It's The Rock, brother.
It's The Rock, and that's about it. I don't think Michael Irving again. Yeah, maybe. Kind of. Right? A little bit.
Michael Irvin. Yeah, just because he's on the sideline every single game. He's kind of the unofficial mascot now.
Yeah. Kind of like that. Yeah. You got something there, Sean?
Sorry about that. I potted up the wrong mic. What about the FAU coach, Ray Lewis?
Oh, there you go. The FAU coach. Yeah, I don't know. Like I told you, there's just not. The Rock is the only one.
Preacher Man doesn't carry the juice either.
No.
So no. And he would be a terrible head coach. Oh my God, his kids would be burned out from him within the first month. Oh my God, sermons every morning. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, it's over. Yeah, no, that would not work.
I don't think Enrique Iglesias, did he went to Miami? I guess he did.
I guess he did. Yes, I think he did actually. Somebody put Luke, and I mean, some of the high school kids locally know him. Again, nationally, it's not going to carry the same kind of juice.
Nope.
Yeah, it's just like all our people got old that we could use.
Dude, like it's been a long ass time since this program has been relevant. You realize that if they win on Saturday, this is going to be the second 10-win season since they joined the ACC.
Wow. That's
second.
Pathetic.
Second.
It's pathetic. The other one was with Mark Rick. Right?
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's bad. That's bad. Rocky Stallone. Oh, Pitbull. Mr.
Pitbull is Mr. FIU. He's got his name on FIU. FIU stole him already.
Yeah. He can't cross over to UM.
He can't.
Yeah.
That'd be
By the way, that has really helped the FIU football program. They have won so many more games.
All that Pitbull
money and everything. They have won so many games. I just I just don't think that. Listen, nobody's brought more names than FAU, and they nobody can do what Howard did, bro.
No,
just what Howard did, nobody can do.
Mm-hmm.
How crazy is that?
It's insane, but that's the reality of it. That shows you how hard it is to get this thing rolling. It's not just anybody can do this, right? You can. Look at Butch. Butch tried it, right? Butch was a great program builder. He went to FIU. What did he do? He beat Miami.
Thing.
Yeah,
right. Recruiting is his thing, and he could not get him more because again, if you don't provide the resources, it's just going to be hard to compete. And nowadays with the NIL stuff, man, you really need the resources. Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you there. All right. So who's coming to Miami's home finale? Who can we expect there?
Yeah, there's a list here. You have several commitments from the 25 class. Gerard Pringle, Josh Moore, Malachi Toney, Demetrius Campbell, Chris Ewald, Bryce Fitzgerald, Donta Simpson, Brock Schott. So you have about almost 10 commitments. But really, it's more about the 2026 guys because they've already started. Like I told you, the 25 class signs December 4th, right? So those guys will be done and over with. This is more about having the 26 guys come in. So you have a bunch of elite kids. One of them is Derek Cooper, the local kid from Chaminade, who I told you reminds me a lot of Sean Taylor, has that kind of athleticism at the running back position and can play both sides, in my opinion. Zion Ely is another one. He's a 5-star edge rusher from the Baltimore, Maryland area. Miami, again, trying to get elite pass rushers into the class. So, look, they're going to have a bunch of kids, even a few 2027 kids. So I think there's a chance that, we could see some commitments here from some 26 kids. So be on the lookout for that because kids love to do that early on in the process. They want to hook up with the school, start collecting a little NIL and be a part of the party. So I think that'll happen probably in the next few weeks. But the reality is, be on flip watch. That's the main thing to watch. This Bryce Underwood flip from LSU to Michigan could affect LSU's class. Miami, of course, wants DJ Pickett, who is an LSU commitment. DJ Pickett's the 5-star cornerback. So we will see how that affects LSU's class going forward. But right now, I would say, that's basically it for this weekend.
By the way, Chase One made a good point. Lane Kiffin did do well at FAU, actually. He's the only one because he brought a different kind of juice.
Yes.
Nobody else has been able to bring that recruiting juice that he brings to the table. And he actually did do well at FAU. I forgot about that.
Listen, to me, there's no excuse. If you are in a group of 5 conference and you have a school based in South Florida, and you hire the right guy, you should be able to win that league. I'm not saying you're going to be a playoff team or go 12-0 every single year and all of a sudden, turn into some perennial contender. But man, I'm shocked that FIU and FAU have not won their conferences like more often, or at least been in real contention for it, because there's enough talent down here with the right guy to get the job done.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, there's definitely plenty of talent, but yeah, you've got to have that personality to be able to bring the recruits in. And that's something that definitely Lane had over a lot of these guys, whether you're at FIU or FAU. That's the one thing that he's been able to transcend. I'm with you there on it. All right, what else do we have going on in our NIL report as we get to this early signing period on December 4th?
Well, here's what I'll tell you. You're going to have the early signing period on December 4th. Miami has the 10th ranked class right now, 23 commitments. It's really important that they sign every single one of those guys, or at least the majority of them, because starting on December 9th, right after the ACC championship weekend, begins the transfer portal. The transfer portal will be open from December 9th to December 28th. And Big O, you are going to see players leave. There will be guys in this last freshman class and the one before it and the one before that say, I don't want to sit on the bench anymore. I am leaving. And I know there will be a sense of panic from Miami fans who say, wait a minute, that guy was a 5-star offensive tackle. Why is he leaving? That guy was this and that. Well, if they're not playing, it doesn't matter what they were. They're guys that the coaching staff brought in, they invested money in, they brought them here to see what they're doing, and they're just not good enough to play. And so guys will leave. That is part of college football now. And you got to buckle up and play the big boy game. That's part of the big boy game. Every year you have to reinvest dollars to sign more elite recruits. And as long as Miami is doing that, they are doing their job. They're playing the game the right way. So for the Miami fans who are like, Manny, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Who's leaving? There will be guys that leave. Let's just leave it at that, okay? One thing to note, Big O, is if your team makes the playoff, right? Because I was asked this question on my recent podcast. What happens if you make the playoff? Can guys stay a little bit later? Yes. You have up to 5 days after you're eliminated from the playoff to enter the transfer portal. So right now, if Miami wins the ACC and gets into the playoff and they play in the second round, which would be that December 29th, 30th weekend, that means that players would still have up to 5 days after to enter the transfer portal. And all you have to do is enter the transfer portal. Doesn't mean you have to find a new school within that window. You just have to enter the portal to be eligible to transfer.
All right, good shit. What do you got going on in the athletics so folks can check you out?
Yep, I just did an ACC mailbag with Grace Rayner. It came out today. We answered a bunch of questions regarding the league and its teams and revenue and everything else, how much money teams would make. People were asking me those questions. What happens, depending on how deep Miami goes in the playoffs, etc. And then, I also had a feature story on Miami earlier this week, looking at the 2025 roster, looking ahead to some of the needs. So if you want to check out my breakdown of the Hurricanes roster and what roster needs they're going to have at the end of the season, you can check that out. And I just finished recording a new Wide Right podcast, so you can check that out soon after I post it.
All right, and follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. And don't forget that at the Big Cheese, yes, you can have the stuffed shells and the lasagna and the manicotti and so many great things, but the holiday party platters are very popular nowadays, because when we head into the holidays, whether it's Thanksgiving next week or into the holiday season and New Year's, a lot of people like providing party platters for their employees and their business coworkers and all that kind of stuff. And the Big Cheese, whether it's pickup or delivery right to your home or office, they can deliver anything on the menu. It can become a party platter. So give them a ring, 305-662-6855. Go to BigCheeseMiami.com. Check out the menu, not the roster. And check it out if you want a holiday party platter, or get on down there and enjoy a great lunch or dinner at BigCheeseMiami.com.
You've been listening to the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. At the Big Cheese Miami, they continue to purchase the same high-quality ingredients that the most expensive Italian restaurants use. The difference is they serve large portions at a family price. Visit the Big Cheese at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue in Miami. Call 305-662-6855 or go to thebigcheesemiami.com. Go Canes!
Thank you all out there as always. And folks, we have a great cause that we're a part of, the Carrier Brazier Center for Autism. There it is. There's the QR code. You can make a donation. It's founded back in 1999. It is Florida certified for special education, and autism is something that's affecting a lot of families. And a lot of families don't have all the resources. And guess what? There's not a lot of great centers for autism to take care of our kids. Carrier Brazier Center is one of those. They're at 7530 Sunset Drive. Go to their website, cbc4autism.org, the number 4, cbc4autism.org. And there is the QR code. If you can make a donation, any kind of donation you can make, we would be very grateful and we'd appreciate it immensely. And it's for a great cause. And, it's also charity, which you can also write it off, which is a beautiful thing. You're helping somebody, you get to write it off, and it's for a great cause. There you go. It goes directly to the folks at the Carrier Brazier Center for Autism. So please help them out. And you can email them there at info@cbc4autism.org. And thank you for whatever help you can provide. Very kind of you. What else do we have here on the chat board? Folks, I appreciate everything Big O and the team does for us. We have a place to meet daily and come together, whether it's to chat around or just listen. Thanks, Big O. To hell with the haters. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Drake loves the U. I guess because the basketball team beat him yesterday. Maybe the U can steal Will Ferrell from USC. I don't know if young people are going to believe Will Ferrell. I don't know if Will Ferrell he's a fan, but I don't know if I want to use him as a recruiter. You know what I'm saying? By the way, Ada is popping, dude. There's some stuff going on, man. Polkadot is up 9.3% to 634. Chainlink's over $15. It's up 4%. Avalanche is up 11% to $39. Hedera's up 12.5% to $13.6. What else? Algorand is up 18%. Cardano is up 21% to 95 cents. This is exciting. Now I'm getting excited with Cardano. We're going to get over $1. Cosmos is up 16% to $7.33. XRP, for you XRP folks out there, 31.7%. It's up to $1.46. Very exciting. Very exciting for you XRP folks out there, man. That is very, very freaking cool. I love that. Bitcoin, by the way, is still hanging around the 98,000 area. Okay. Just to kind of fill you guys in on that. What else did Star Atlas is up 4%. Who else is cruising? I think I mentioned Polkadot, right? Up almost 9%. Who else is doing well? Swarm markets are up 9%. Asset Mantle is up 6.5%. Vector Finance is up almost 17%. Avalanche, not Avalanche. Avalanche is up 23% to 79 cents. Huge move for them. Block V is up almost 19%. Pretty good, man. Sturdy, I've told you guys about Sturdy. Sturdy's been climbing for a while. They're up 20%. And they're up to $2.41. In the last month, Sturdy is up almost 80%. In the last 3 months, they're up 1,083%. Sturdy's been climbing. Sturdy's going to be a monster. And what I love about Sturdy, it's only a $17.3 million market cap. It's going to explode. And it's moved a lot, and it's going to move a lot more. Love Sturdy. Let's see what else we have out there going on in the world of sports. Deion Sanders. I was just talking about it with Manny, and yesterday or the day before yesterday, he got a 5-star commit, Julian Lewis. And I say this because you have all these idiots out there. Oh, well, no, he's going to go to Dallas if his son goes. He's not leaving Colorado. Over and over and over again, I keep telling people, like, this guy, I don't understand it, but whatever. He's the number 2 recruit in the country in that ESPN 300 list. He decommitted from USC. That's right. I got it confused with the other kid that went to Michigan. He decommitted from LSU, not USC. Anyway, Georgia, Indiana also wanted him. So interesting to see, because a lot of people keep talking about Deion leaving, and Deion's not there to do a hit and run. He is getting comfortable, like he says. He's got the kickstand out, and getting this commit, a 5-star commit, he needed a stud quarterback after he's losing his stud quarterback. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of funny how people don't actually follow or listen to the man, but then they throw stuff out there that makes no sense whatsoever. Anyway. Just weird. T.O. calls out Deebo Samuel. Did you see that? And listen, T.O. was a hell of a player. I'm not sure that he's the guy that I would, bank on calling me out for anything. You know what I'm saying? But T.O. was on 95.7 The Game, the morning roast. And he called out Samuel for being more focused on fashion than he is on the game. He says Deebo is really not playing up to Deebo standards. Deebo, it seems like he's more focused on his pregame attire than actually on the game. So again, if we can shift that focus, maybe that can energize and create more production from an offensive standpoint. So apparently Deebo Samuel heard it and tweeted out, T.O., cut it, fam. So not happy with it. And here's where I would disagree with T.O., agree with Deebo, and then also shed some reality on what's going on too. And we talked about this a couple of years ago. So first of all, I don't believe that T.O. is right on this. I think Deebo's production is down because the entire production for the offense is down. You know what I'm saying? So San Fran is on a down. So it's going to affect everything. Quarterback, tight end, receivers, running game, you name it, it's going to affect. And that's why they're a 500 team right now. I believe they're 5-5 or something like that. And as for Deebo personally, we talked about this a couple of years ago. Remember when there were these silly rumors that the Dolphins, some people wanted, like they thought that the Dolphins were going to make a move for Deebo Samuel when they were already paying receivers. And, on this show, we told you, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Not going to happen. And it didn't happen. But the other thing was, I would never pay Deebo a long-term contract. And for those of you that remember, God bless you. But let me remind you, because I know exactly what I said. Okay? Back then, I said, Deebo's style is not a style that is long-term. That's not how you play wide receiver. That half the time you're playing like a running back and you're taking punishment. you will wear down a lot faster than your average receiver playing the Deebo Samuel style. And that's why I said, yeah, I don't want any part of that. I don't mind having a guy like that in his first contract. After that, I don't want to take the chance. So Deebo Samuel is going to get old faster than every other receiver in the NFL because you can only take so many hits, and receivers aren't built to do that. So that's the other thing that might be wearing a little bit on Deebo Samuel, that he has to take punishment in order to play his game. I'm not a fan of that. That's why running backs are no longer bell cows, because of the punishment that they take if they're a bell cow. You could do it with Derrick Henry because, my God, that's a freak of all freaks. But most teams don't have that anymore. There's a reason why they don't do that anymore. So the Deebo thing, I get it. I disagree with T.O., but don't forget, he's also could be wearing down because of the way he plays. That punishment style is just not conducive to a long career. Sean, were you going to say something?
Yeah, the Giants have released Daniel Jones.
Well, there you go.
Oh, this is the statement from Giants president John Morrow on Daniel Jones. Daniel came to see me this morning and asked if we would release him. We mutually agreed that would be best for him and the team.
Yeah.
Daniel's been a great representative of our organization, first class in every way.
Yes.
His handling of the situation yesterday exemplifies just that. We're all disappointed in how things have worked out. We hold Daniel in high regard, have a great appreciation for him. We wish him nothing but the best in the future.
That's the right thing to do. Why torture him and keep him there as the number 4 quarterback behind Tim Boyle, the number 3, for the rest of the year? This allows him time off. He can go bang Kay Adams all he wants, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. Okay? So, yeah, go ahead. And if somebody wants to pick him up as a backup quarterback, maybe the Cowboys now, since they've got some issues, you know, maybe he can go somewhere where they don't have a starter and he thinks he has a shot to unseat that starter or something. Who knows? Or maybe he just takes the rest of the year off and he just assesses everything. Because he doesn't get to sign somewhere for just the rest of the season and then become a free agent again. They'll probably want to keep him for an extra year, and that would lock him in, and that may not be a good thing for him. So maybe he assesses everything, waits to the end of the year, and then decides where he wants to go. If he can go, you know, wherever he wants to go. That kind of stuff. But he has handled it with absolute class. And I think the Giants actually did the classy thing because they made a business decision, and they're entitled to do that. But now you make the professional decision and do what's best for the human being at this point. And for him to be there every week to just be lame duck like that, that's not right on your part. And you don't want him anymore, so don't get in his way. Let him move on. Let him find his own way. I like that by the Giants. I like that. They've done very well by him. They gave him a boatload of money, and he gets to make it and leave, and he's doing all right. He's got a little hot girlfriend and everything. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. He's got a load of cash, a little hot girlfriend. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He has a nice little place to rest his head and his sorrows. Let's see. Jones is better than Skyler. Oh, God. I think anybody's better than Skyler, yeah. But he's not going to come here, dude. That's not, he probably will go somewhere where he has a chance to start or compete for the starting job. That's not what's going to happen here. Here you would be the backup. There's several teams that don't have a starter. He could go there to compete for it. I think that's probably what he'll do. What else? Deebo will age like most running backs by 30. He'll be done. Maybe even before that. They had Daniel Jones playing safety at practice. That was such a disaster of a contract they gave him. Yeah. Thanks, Big O. Thought it might be a vet minimum thing. That's right. Who really cares where that man goes? Yeah. Yep. I completely agree with you. Let's do a little music. I always like doing a little music and entertainment here on the show. Let's start off with musicians born on this date. Let's see. Chris Fryer, drummer for the Zac Brown Band, born on this date in 1970. Rasa Don, rapper from Arrested Development, born in 1968. Tennessee. Let's see, what else do we have? Steven Van Zandt, musician, of course, with the E Street Band and Bruce Springsteen, born in 1950. Tina Weymouth, bassist for the Talking Heads, born in 1950 on this date. Aston Barrett was with Bob Marley and the Wailers, born in this date in 1946. Floyd Sneed, drummer with Three Dog Night, born in 1943. And that is musicians born on this date. All right, let's start off with other famous folk celebrating birthdays today. Model Hailey Bieber is 28. Scarlett Johansson, fine, baby, 40 years old today. Fine. Mark Ruffalo, 57 years old, is the actor. Jamie Lee Curtis, she is 66 years old today, the Scream Queen. Mads Mikkelsen, movie actor, is 59. Always played a bad guy. Let's see who else. Celebrating birthdays. Ville Valo, rock singer, is 48. For who? For the Finnish rock band Him. I don't know them. But maybe some of you that might be in Finland might know. Juju Smith-Schuster is 28 years old. Happy birthday to him. Billie Jean King, former tennis great, is 81 years old. And that's it for famous folk. Sean Stanley, sir, do you have any wrestlers born on this date?
Yes, sir. Luke Gallows turns 41, and the wrestler known as Sin Cara, Mystico, and Caristico turns 42. Those are your birthdays for November 22nd, 2024.
All right. Let's do a little music history. On what happened on November 22nd, 1990? The Rolling Stones. Bill Wyman announced the end of his 17-month-long marriage. Wow, that was a long time. With Mandy Smith, the model, who was 34 years younger. Soon after, Bill's 30-year-old son would marry Mandy's mother. Okay. In 2002, Ray Manzarek and Robbie Krieger of The Doors announced that they would record and tour again with a new lineup, including former cult singer Ian Astbury and Police drummer Stuart Copeland. In 2004, Ozzy Osbourne struggled with a burglar in his English mansion. Although the Prince of Darkness got the masked thief in a headlock, the man was able to break free, jump 30 feet from a window, and make off with about $3.2 million of jewelry. Yeah, Ozzy doesn't look like the kind of guy that can really, stop you. In 94, Pearl Jam released their third album, Vitology, on vinyl 2 weeks before it would come out on the CD. The record became the first vinyl album to appear on the charts since the domination of the compact disc format. In 97, INXS singer Michael Hutchins was found dead in his hotel suite in Sydney. The rocker hanged himself with his belt. When some think it's autoerotic asphyxiation gone awry, but there has been no evidence to confirm that. He was very depressed, and the divorce with his wife, and he loved his daughter, and he couldn't be with his daughter much. And it was really like depressing for him, and apparently that's what might have driven him to suicide. In 2004, that's why it's so important for any of you out there, if you're dealing with somebody with depression, don't tell them to just suck it up, man. You know, this is not the 80s and the 70s and the 60s and the 50s. And maybe even the 90s, they might have told you to suck it up. But it's different, man. And it's something that we just didn't pay attention to back in the day. We just tell them to shake it off and toughen up and all that kind of stuff. And you just never know what you're dealing with. And you just never know what they're dealing with. So lend an ear, shoulder to support, be a friend. 2004, U2 shot the video All Because of You. All because of you. From the back of a flatbed truck that was driving through New York City. Later that day, they performed a brief concert under the Brooklyn Bridge for MTV. All because of you. I am. Sammy Hagar, by the way, will be doing a residency in Las Vegas. Hagar, Michael Anthony, Joe Satriani, they will all be part of it. It's the miniseries billed as the Best of All Worlds Tour residency. The Red Rocker is joined by Michael Anthony, Joe Satriani, and Kenny Aronoff to present a new only in Las Vegas show that will present a different set list each night of the run at the Dolby Live Park MGM. The 9-show series runs through April 30th through May 17th. I'm looking forward to this residency and being able to stay in one place so we can get the sound and production completely dialed in. It also allows the band to experiment with the set list every night. That's why it's going to be exclusive to Las Vegas. Instead of traveling all day on tour where there's no time to rehearse and make changes, I plan on digging deeper into Van Halen catalog and my solo career, Montrose and Chickenfoot as well. The fans are in for a lot of surprises. I'm thinking I would like to go see that and go for a couple of nights, knowing that he's going to change it up. That's what pisses me off about Iron Maiden that I love so dearly, that they play the same set list every single night and they never change anything. And I think that's lame as hell. Artist fans will have access to pre-sale beginning at 10 a.m. Pacific on Tuesday, November 19th. So it already happened. Password's Redheads. City is the official card of Sammy Hagar's residency at Park MGM. So there you go. Just all that other stuff. If you want to check it out, go ahead and check it out. Okay. And then the other thing that is pretty cool for a rock band that is the oldest rock band on the planet. Who is the oldest rock band on the planet? Sean Stanley. See if even Sean Stanley knows who the oldest rock band on the planet. Come on. You don't know? You're Googling. Look at you going for the phone. It's the Rolling Stones, bro. Anyway, Hackney Diamonds, their latest new album, these guys are all in their 80s, was nominated for the Best Rock Album category of the 2025 Grammy Awards. The project will compete for the best music industry support for the honor, alongside albums from the Black Crowes, Fontaines DC, Green Day, Pearl Jam, Jack White. Produced by Andrew Watt, Hackney Diamonds was recorded in various locations around the world and featured guest appearances by Paul McCartney, Lady Gaga, Stevie Wonder, Bill Wyman, and Elton John. The iconic group supported the record with a 20-show North American tour that ran from April to late July. The 2025 Grammy Awards, officially known as the 67th Grammy Awards, will take place live at the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, Sunday, February 2nd. So there you go. Best Rock Album, Happiness Bastards from the Black Crowes, Romance from Fontaines DC, Saviors from Green Day, Tanked from Idols, Dark Matter from Pearl Jam, Hackney Diamonds from the Rolling Stones, and No Name from Jack White. Those are the candidates for the best rock album. And the Rolling Stones are still making Grammy-nominated music. That's pretty cool. That's very cool, is what I got to say. Very cool. Oh, let's see. What else do we have here? We are at 98,962, so we're looking to break 99,000 once again. Remember, you can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make also a PayPal donation too if you're out of the country. That's another way that you can support our show, and we appreciate you immensely for supporting our show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. November 22nd, 1986, Mike Tyson defeated Trevor Berbick to become the youngest heavyweight in history at the age of 20. I remember that. I remember my dad freaking out on this kid, Mike Tyson, and he wanted to see all his fights, and I remember watching that fight. Yep. No doubt. Well, Chase, I would hope you would know. I would hope most people knew it was the Stones, but I know that Sean's not really like a rocker, so I knew it would stump him for a little bit because he just wouldn't think of it because it's so easy. I mean, there is no older rock band on the planet than the Rolling Stones, dude. I mean, it just doesn't exist. How long have they been going? Easily 60 years. Yes. Yeah. They started in the either late 50s or very early 60s.
It was early 60s, 62 to be exact.
62, yeah.
The Beach Boys started in 61, just to give you some perspective.
They're 62. Yeah. 62 years. They've been jamming. It's crazy. That is insanity, bro. Big O, tomorrow will be the 25th anniversary of Metallica releasing S&M album. Nice. Nice. Whoever signs Jones this year would only have to pay a bit over 40. Oh, yeah, the 40. Well, no, you wait till he clears waivers. And then you pick him up as a free agent is what you do. Yeah, right now you would have to pick up the salary. And you don't want to do that.
The Giants are taking $20 million.
Right, but what's left?
I didn't do the math. I'm guessing that's the $400,000 you might be talking about. I got to look to see what Jones is going to make. I don't know.
Got to have some salary that's still a few million bucks. I don't think anybody will claim him. He'll clear waivers, and then somebody may try to sign him for a playoff run if he's willing to go. You know, I don't know. Again, that's a position that puts him in a, because he has to be, they're not going to want him for just 1 year. They're going to want to get an extra year out of him, but he's got to be sure that he wants to be locked into that place for another year. Because I just don't see him going somewhere else. Although, you know what would be funny? If the Eagles sign him to back up Hurts. That would be funny. a reunion of him and Saquon. That would be funny because he does run around like Hurts. He is a running quarterback. I'm just spitballing, having some fun. But if he clears waivers and he doesn't have much of a, I don't know. I haven't read into the salary, so I'm just going by pure ignorance here. But I would imagine he's got some kind of a salary that you're not going to want to carry much of it, you know? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That'll be interesting. Busy day before the rain, but I'm here checking in from Fremont. Oh yeah, you've got that atmospheric river coming in to California. Yes. Ooh, it's bad. No doubt. Yeah. Ooh, hang in there, man. That's rough. That is rough. Oh, by the way, somebody asked me about a wallet. If I only have one wallet, somebody asked me that if I only have one, and I don't. I have several crypto wallets. I have a Trezor Model T, right? I have the Tangem also, and I have a Ledger. Okay? So I have several wallets. I have another one that's sealed that I haven't even opened, just as a backup. So yes, I have several wallets. Yeah. Yes. So, but I'm not saying you have to have them. You do what you want, but I have a few. Okay. But Tangem is the easiest one to use. It's super safe. So that's the one I suggest to people, and it's very affordable. It's only $69 for the 3-card one. You know, that to me is a gift right there. So that's why I tell you guys and mention that option for you guys. Remember, you can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. Speaking of Bitcoin, it just climbed back over $99,000. I see Neutron is up almost 4%. I like it. I like it that Neutron is up almost 4%. Very nice. I need Neutron to start bouncing. I need Vanguard Chain, who climbed up to 10 cents, to start climbing more a little bit. All right. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And so when it went down to 97 something, I said this was a little mini dip. Well, we're back out to 99 again. Will we cross 100,000 today? We will have a Crypto Bro show in a little bit, so stay tuned. Okay? Stay tuned to that. Big O, when you're at the casino, are you a slot machine guy or a blackjack? I'm a blackjack and craps guy. I usually only play slot machines at Hialeah just so I can try to win the car. That's it. Or boat or whatever they're giving away over the last couple of years. But that's the only time the only place I play slots is at Hialeah when they're giving cars away. Because I'm not really a slots guy. I'm a blackjack and craps guy. Those are my two games right there. Not a poker guy, not a roulette guy. There's a whole bunch of other card games. Blackjack is my game, and craps. That's where I like to spend my time, and the sports book, of course. Let's see what else. Check out Amanda Marshall if you haven't. Canadian musician with songs like Birmingham and others. Quite good. Amanda Marshall. Let me write it down. Amanda Marshall. All right. Is she related to Marshall Crenshaw? Someday, some way. That video drove me crazy back in the day with MTV. Man, did they overplay Marshall Crenshaw. It wasn't a bad song, actually, but they didn't have a lot of videos in their rotation. So when they would get a new one, like Marshall Crenshaw, and he was like a alternative, like, indie like, back before indie never even existed, because we never called anything indie rock like we do nowadays. But he would be considered the indie rock of alternative in those days, Marshall Crenshaw. A little folky also, if I remember correctly. Marshall Crenshaw. All right. What else do we have going on besides the Giants cutting the quarterback? Broncos Chargers in week 16 has been flexed to Thursday. How about that? The Los Angeles Chargers have played their way into a primetime appearance game. Justin Herbert and company had their Week 16 home game against the Denver Broncos flexed from Sunday, December 22nd to Thursday, December 19th. To make this the first time a game has been flexed to Thursday night spot. The league amended its policy last season so that Thursday night games in Week 13 through 17 could be flexed with at least 28 days notice prior to the game. The matchup of the AFC West division rivals, who are both contending for a playoff spot, bumps the game between the Browns and the Bengals to Sunday afternoon. It's a good move because nobody wants to see that game. So that is some breaking news there as they get to prime time and then they get knocked out. What else do we have going on? So Jason Kelce is set to host a late night show on ESPN that he's going to host. They call it Late Night with Jason Kelce on ESPN. The 1 hour show will tape on 5 straight Friday nights beginning January 3rd. It coincides with the last week of the NFL regular season and the playoffs. The show will be filmed in front of a live audience from Union Transfer in Philadelphia. The first 4 episodes will air at 1 a.m. Eastern on January 4th. The final episode at 1:30 on February 1st. I love late night shows. I always love them. I remember sleepovers watching Conan O'Brien with my friends. We're going to have a bunch of guys on there, legends of the game, friends that I played with, coaches, celebrities. The coaches, the show is titled, is an homage to, they call it Pro Football, which was the NFL film's full-length film in 1967. All right. The show will have repeat airings on ESPN2 and will be available on ESPN Plus. Man, he is making so much money. Jason is printing more money than the feds do. He's easily making more money than when he was playing. Like, there's no reason for him to ever even go back to thinking like, oh, I'm getting the itch. That guy is like, he's killing it, bro. God bless him, man. That is awesome. So, the Who's been going since 1964. Yeah, they have. They're another one of those old bands. At least what's left of them. Just like the Stones, what's left of them. If they only could have flexed out Thanksgiving game with the Giants and Cowboys. Oh, because the Cowboys always play. So that's the game. The Cowboys are playing the Giants on that Thursday. Oh, wow. Yeah. But they don't flex out Detroit or the Cowboys, bro. And by the way, I've been a proponent of this. I don't believe that the Lions and the Cowboys should permanently be on Thanksgiving because for many years, Detroit sucked. And I thought it was wrong to put a shitty team on Thanksgiving all the time. Now they're good, but Dallas isn't. Dallas has no business being on Thursday night. Thanksgiving, that should be only good games, man. I mean, there are many years where you have no business putting Detroit and Dallas on there. And Dallas, out of all the teams, my God, no team gets more overhyped than Dallas. That's ridiculous, dude. Yes.
First game is Bears-Lions.
Wow, terrible.
So you go from Bears-Lions to Cowboys-Giants to Dolphins-Packers.
Wow, what a terrible Thanksgiving. What a horrible Thanksgiving. 3 unwatchable games, pretty much. You know, the Dolphins, Green Bay is kind of watchable because Miami has some explosive talent. So if they get it going, it'll be entertaining. And if they win this week, they'll make it kind of interesting, obviously, because, you know, they can get to 500 pretty much, you know, if they can do that. So it'll be somewhat, that game is somewhat interesting. But the other two, my God, what a terrible Thanksgiving. Oh.
The Black Friday game gets no better.
What is it, the Jets?
Raiders, Chiefs.
Oh, God. Yeah. And again, you want to see the Chiefs, but the Raiders, my Lord. Yeah. Oh. Wow. That's bad, dude. That's bad. Any ESPN content that is not a game is dead. Yeah. Yeah, it'll probably be crap. Big O, call me crazy, but I'd take Jameis Winston as Tua's backup. Yeah, why not? Yeah. I don't have a problem with that. Yeah. I don't know if he's going to be available or anything. That's a whole hypothetical there, but yeah, sure. Pat in Nashville. Hope you're doing well, my brother. Oh, Inhaler, Bono's son's band, is coming to Fort Lauderdale in March. I got to see them in Asheville a few days before. Good band. Really? Is he the singer? Does that kid try to live up to his dad, or is he a musician in the band? I shouldn't say that. Some musicians are also singers too, but you know what I mean. Is he playing an instrument, or is he the lead singer also of Inhaler? Do they even have records? Do they have, like, are they on iTunes or anything? Inhaler. Let me see. Artist, Inhaler. Okay. I see it here. Your House, My Honest Face. Been around since 2019. All right. I'll check it out. Okay. I'll check it out. I just added some of their stuff to the library and see if it's any good. All right.
He is the vocalist and guitarist for the group.
Wow. Holy shit. You got to live up to that.
Elijah Houston, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. I don't know.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I added it. There we go. Oh, and I'm looking at their faces. I can already tell which one is Bono's son, too. All right. I'll check it out. I will listen to Inhaler. Thank you. I didn't even know that, by the way. I had no idea that Bono's son had a band that was actually has music and everything out. And you said when? In March. You know what? I'll go check them out. What the hell? They're in March, and if they're coming here, they're probably going to like the Culture Room, or Revolution Live might be closed down by March, because I know it's about to get shut down. I think through January or February or something like that. So, all right. Tell me the Inhaler tour dates there, Sean, and where they're going. What place are they performing at? Can't be expensive either. It's probably a $30 concert.
It's like Revolution Live.
Oh, wow. It's still open then?
It says Inhaler tickets for Revolution Live March 14th.
Okay. Are they headlining? They're alone? Or does it say they have an opener or anything?
It doesn't say anything about an opener.
Okay. Wow.
They go on at 6:30, so maybe they have an opener. I don't know.
No, that's doors open at 6:30.
Oh, okay. So,
there's no shot that they go on at 6:30. They'll go on around 9. That's what I'll say. They'll have a local band on or something. They'll have to sell liquor for a while. They'll open the doors, sell liquor before the band comes on. That's what those places do. They have to, bro. They got to make money, man. They got to do their business, you know? So the liquor is where they make their money. So thank you, Pat. I will check that out. All right, check that out. Big O McDaniel still making mistakes? Yeah. He still makes mistakes. But I do like what he's doing now. But we'll see. I mean, it's only a couple games. We'll see. Yes, he has some echoes of his pop. Okay. Yes, sir.
I'm on a high-priced one, and they're $31.50, just so you have an idea.
The tickets?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, 30. That's what I figured it was, $30. That's exactly what it is. For a cheap concert nowadays, that's what you're going to pay. So, yeah. Big O, if an alien landed on Earth and asked what a rock song was, I'd play him The Who, Won't Get Fooled Again. Then again, I'm proud old fart, LOL. I have no problem playing him that. Why not? That's perfect. Play him some Bob Seger. I like that old-time rock and roll. You know? You can play Get Off My Cloud from the Stones. It's a lot of songs you can play that are just automatic and just, that's rock and roll, baby. Daniel Jones' record is a scintillating 24-44-1, says Jeremy. That's impressive. That's impressive. You can lose twice as many games as you play. I like that. The Drew says, All That You Can Leave Behind. What a great album that is, dude. That is such a great album from U2. Such a great album. It is so underrated, that song, that album. Let's see. Headlining in Asheville, so probably for, yeah, it is headlining. That's what we saw there. Freebird is also, yes. That's automatic. That is definitely automatic. I am with you on that one.
Hey,
yes, sir.
They say, assuming he has not claimed, Daniel Jones' cap hit with the Giants will be 47.1 this year, 22.21 million in 2025.
Wow.
So I'm not sure what that means as far as because I saw somewhere where they said the Giants are going to take on 20 million. So does that mean the other team's going to be responsible for that 27?
Yes. That's why he won't be claimed.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, he won't be claimed. Nobody's going to claim him. He'll clear waivers, and then he'll decide what he wants to do. If he wants to back up, or if he thinks there's a place that's available for the future, then he'll sign, that kind of stuff. If it's a team that doesn't have a quarterback right now and says, hey, listen, come on in, and you can already start competing for the job from now till next year. And we promise you that it's an open competition, and you got a shot at being the guy, and then maybe he does sign. But nobody's going to – I figured that there'll be some kind of a salary hook that there's no way anybody's going to pick up that salary right now. It's sex with Kay Adams. That's what it is right now. That's what Daniel Jones needs to focus on. Sex with Kay Adams. Outside of that, that's what it's all about. Anyway, we thank Manny Navarro. If you missed any of the two segments, our Canes Where Miami Hurricanes report or our Big Cheese Miami.com NIL and recruiting report, you can rewind and check it out. Sean Stanley will be posting both shortly. I will be coming back in a little bit with a Crypto Bro show. So if you are interested, please follow. Please watch the last episode. Hit the like button, all that good stuff. Appreciate it. Share. We'll have all kinds of information and all that going on. We appreciate you all. We'll see you on Sunday. If you don't watch the Crypto Bro Show, we'll see you Sunday at 11 a.m. as we get you ready for the Dolphins and the Patriots. Have a great one.
O Show.